Whenever most people go to the Caribbean, it's to get away from the stress of life and to relax. But today's story doesn't involve that. In fact, two rock stars and one of their families would narrowly escape death while in Jamaica. Stay tuned for the full story. In 1990, musician Jimmy Buffett would purchase and refurbish a 1955 seaplane that was used by the US Navy for search and rescue missions. The plane would be originally retired by the military in the mid-70s. Buffett would name the plane Hemisphere Dancer, and the musician would actually become a trained pilot at the age of 39. In 1996, Buffett was on his way to the Caribbean as part of a Central and South America tour called A Pirate Looks at 50. The tour was to celebrate his 50th birthday. Joining him on this trek would be U2's Bono, who brought his family, and Chris Blackwell, founder of Island Records. It was also reported that Buffett had hired a few pilots to give him some rest as well. As part of Buffett's journey, he had to get the required permits and clearances to land his aircraft. During the month-long trek, Buffett was only given clearance in one spot to make a water landing, and that was in Negril, Jamaica. The party had actually just come back from Blackwell's holiday home at Island Prexy, and as Buffett's plane touched down for a landing in Negril, the plan was for Buffett to take his passengers to his favorite jerk chicken restaurant. But things didn't go as planned. Back in 1996 and even now in Jamaica, drug smuggling is still proving to be a pretty big problem. On January 16, 1996, the authorities, for reasons still unknown, mistook Buffett's plane after it landed on the water for being involved in drug smuggling and opened fire. The authorities shot an estimated 100 rounds, some of which hit the aircraft. The passengers, who were in the process of disembarking, dove for cover as bullets pierced the windshield and fuselage of the plane. Thankfully, nobody was injured. Bono and his family would end up leaving immediately after the incident, obviously being upset, while Buffett sorted things out with the authorities, who apologized. Bono would even comment on the incident, saying, "These boys were shooting all over the place. I felt as if I were in the middle of a James Bond movie. I honestly thought we were all going to die. You can't believe the relief I felt when I saw the kids were okay." The shooting inspired Buffett's song Jamaica Mistake-a, which was released the same year on the album Banana Wind. As for that plane, it's now on display at the Margaritaville location in Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. And Buffett would look back at the incident and recall, "Like all things, it made for a good song. I know that there are times in my life where I should probably just have been shot for a lot worse behavior, but on this particular instance, I was innocent." Buffett would be told by those close to him that he could have sued the Jamaican government, but he shrugged it off, saying, "No, it's probably karma. Nobody was hurt, so I said, let's just get on with it. Some people said, God, you could have sued them, you could have sued the government, but I went, no, it's probably karma, we're even now." That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like button and subscribe. We'll see you again on Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.